everyone, and welcome to Race Wife Life 77 for Better for Worse. This is season 1, episode 2, and tonight's title is Time to Get Personal. Yes. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for being such a great supporter because I had almost 1,000 views in just 1 week on just one platform. So that is incredible as far as I'm concerned. This is amazing. I appreciate everybody who's out there listening and following. And please check in with my Facebook at Racewife Life 77, YouTube channel Racewife Life 77 for better for worse, Kelly Cromer. And I just really want to say thank you. I have also put it out there on different platforms, even just for audio from Spotify to I Love Radio. So it's out there. So whether you're listening just through audio or whether you're listening with video, I greatly appreciate all of you and can't thank you enough for your support. So tonight's episode on this note now is going to be about getting personal. Yes. So Racewife Life 77 for better for worse. It's coming from my heart, my passion of supporting my husband and dedicating a lot of my time and effort and energy and life here to making sure that he succeeds as a racer. So this show is dedicated to all the hardworking women out there who support a racer and just encouraging, one another and just supporting one another with self care tips and sharing the stories about all your wonderful moments on the racetrack, not so wonderful moments at the racetrack, at home, and just how you're managing to juggle family, career, a racer, and so much more. But I figured it important that you get to know Kelly Cromer, Racewife 77, that's me, and my husband Kevin Cromer. So getting personal, it's time to get personal tonight is dedicated to getting to know us. So just a little bit about us. I met my husband Kevin in 1992 and we were married in 1996. We have children and grandchildren that we are blessed to have, and they are very supportive. And we also have just wonderful family surrounding us and supporting us on and off the track, and many friends who've been there for us and have come traveling with us and have turned wrenches with us, and have helped us through a lot of things that were off track experiences. So, getting to that right now, this is going to be more about personal and my husband Kevin and I, and some of the hardships that we've endured. Racing has been phenomenal, and the sport has been great from everybody from our competitors to the fans to the people at the racetrack who work at the racetrack and just all people in between. So, on that note, what am I talking about? I am talking about the fact that in 2016, my husband Kevin was diagnosed with cancer. He had esophageal cancer. And when we found out, just totally devastated, very concerned. We were treated immediately. We went to go see an oncologist after he had a scope, and I should say, like he started having problems when he would eat. He had a lot of heartburn. He just kind of felt like the food was just not going down properly, and so he went to his primary physician in December of 15, and he recommended that he go see a enterologist, and so he did. And when he went, they scheduled a scope some couple months later. So it was June of 2016 till he actually got the scope. And when they did the scope, they took him in and brought him back out shortly thereafter, like really quick. And I knew what was coming when that happened, and he was still sort of under sedation, but kind of coherent. And when they came in with him into the room where I was waiting, the doctor stated that, they went in, but they came out immediately because they found that he has cancer. They believe he has cancer. So He was very worried because he was still half sedated and was, oh my gosh, I have cancer, I have cancer. And me, I just started actually dry heaving and breaking down and feeling like I was going to pass out. And it was just awful. It was just awful, awful. So from there, they recommended that we go to our local hospital, Lehigh Valley Health Network, and start to meet with oncologists and all. So we got in real quick, real quick. All within like a week to 10 days, he was being treated. It was esophageal cancer, and he had to have 2/3 of his esophagus removed and 1/3 of his stomach. He underwent chemotherapy and radiation. While he was doing that, he would talk and with a lot of people who were waiting at the time for their treatments. And we both started realizing after he would share with me the experience that he had while waiting for his treatment and talking to these other people, he started sharing with me how we are so lucky to have the medical insurance that we have, the family support, and just this hospital so close to us. He had learned of many people who would travel some 2-3 hours just to get their treatment here locally, whereas this is just 15 minutes from our house, so we were very fortunate there. um, and then he would also tell me how blessed we are that we have this insurance to pay for everything, because there's a lot of people who are struggling and are less fortunate. And so he said, if I make it through this, whatever the outcome here, if I survive, I want to give back. So he underwent the treatments, and while doing so, he still worked on his race cars and was determined to race a little more in the series and the season that we were currently in. We were in a great series that we had some awesome competitors who were like family to us, because we had been in that series for a few years, and they put stickers on their cars that said, get well soon, 77, Kevin Cromer, and just to support and still keep him at the track with them. They made the stickers and put them on the cars and just said, hey, you're with us. Our fans also at the various tracks that we've been to were so supportive, and they would reach out to us via Facebook or via any avenues possible, emails, etc. They would get in touch and just sent their encouragement, their positivity, their prayers, everything to us. And Kevin even went and he raced a race when he only had a 10,000 platelet count. um, yeah, it was not something that the doctors were happy with. It's not something I was happy with, because it was like, you can't go racing. You're going to be having surgery in just 3 weeks. We need you to be at your best. We need your platelets to come up. You can't put yourself at risk of anything, because you could die. If there be something at the track where you get hurt, you could bleed out internally. Everything, because your platelets are so low, and in 3 weeks you're going to have cancer surgery to try and get this tumor out of you. However, Kevin, being the stubborn person that he is, and just racing is his everything, said, hey, I don't know what's going to happen with the surgery, so I'm going to go racing. And he went racing. Fortunately, he was okay. He did have an incident on the track with the car, and he got put into the wall. Yeah, and that was horrifying. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it just did himself in. However, he was okay. Everything was okay, and he was able to have his surgery 3 weeks later. Um, it went well. We were told that they got everything, and they wanted to put him on an immunotherapy trial for a year. So he did do an immunotherapy trial for a year. And as it turned out, that particular cancer treatment drug is now on the market. So several years later, it actually was shown to do great things, and it is actually now being used and has been approved, and is helping people stay in remission, and just go about life. It's a great thing. So it was awesome that he was part of that trial. And moving forward a little bit, I spoke about how he wanted to give back. So we decided to start a nonprofit, which took a lot of money and a lot of time. And, but hey, it was something we wanted to do. So we managed it, and we started it, and we had to apply and reapply because they're really really tough on making sure that you're legit. And on that note, it took a lot. But we got it approved, and our nonprofit is Mission Racer. It stands for um, raising awareness and curing everyone through research. So RACER, the acronym, uh, RACER is for that. Because, like I said, we were blessed and wanted to give back. So Mission Racer was started. And when we wanted to have our first event, it was going to be a concert. And it was in 2020, March of 2020. However, like 4 days before, everything shut down and we couldn't have it. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we had all these people buy tickets, all these people support us. What are we gonna do with this money? And now there's COVID and we can't do this. This is awful. What kind of sign is this? We've been planning this, we've been putting our hearts into this, and we want to help people. And what are we gonna do?" Well, some like what 5 months later, we did an outdoor concert and it worked out great. And we continued to raise funds, and we still to this day continue to raise funds with our Mission Racer nonprofit. We've had some concerts, we've had some motorcycle rides, and we're continuing to do so. And so far, we have given over $10,000 back to the Lehigh Valley Cancer Institute. We've given to the Prager Fund. That particular fund helps patients pay their bills and get their home bills and expenses paid while they get their treatment. So that's one less stress that they have to have while trying to, you know, fight for their life. And we also give to the research department there so that the continued trials can occur, and research for a cure can continue. So that's something that we did. And during that time, though, when Kevin was going, when he was good, when the when the cancer was gone, and everything, when he was going through the immunotherapy trial and everything, we went down to the hospital, and it was so cool because Kevin, it was his dream to run an ARCA series car. So he got a ride in an ARCA car, and we took our race car along with that ARCA car down to the hospital, and they were parked out front, and we had local news from newspaper to TV stations all there, and they were there that day to just film and just find out his story. And there is a link on YouTube and such, which I'll post on to my page so that if anybody wants to check it out, they can. And it was really great because then he went through the hospital up to the pediatric cancer floor, and he spoke with a lot of the pediatric cancer patients, and they were so excited to meet a race car driver. And one girl even was approaching 16 years of age, and she said that she wanted him to come and teach her how to drive a car, uh, which was really cool. And he thought that was really neat. And she said, when I'm out, I want you to be the one to teach me since you're a race car driver. That was very touching to him. As far as things go, though, unfortunately, we did not get to connect, and did not we weren't able to pursue what happened to her or anything due to privacy and such. So I hope everything went well for her. Sorry, I'm spinning in my chair here. My chair is rubbing. I'm not sure if you're hearing the noise, but I apologize. But seriously, I'm not quite sure what happened, but that was so sweet of her, like I said. And I'm hoping that all things were well for her. But getting back on track, that was a really cool thing. So that was exciting. That was cool. And it's just part of our giving back, and his passion for for others. Moving forward, as I stated, we continue to have these events and everything, and we've given back. However, this year we raced the season. We had our fundraiser of our bike ride, and we also had our concert in November. And then while we had our concert in November as our fundraiser, that weekend Kevin wasn't feeling quite right, and he kept saying, "I don't know if I can go." And he said, "I just don't. My stomach doesn't feel right. I just feel like I have kind of like a bloated feeling, and I'm something just doesn't seem right." And I said, "Well, maybe maybe it's something with your gallbladder. Maybe it's something with a gluten allergy. Maybe because people's bodies change over time. So I thought maybe it was that." And so I said, "Come on, let's do the concert." So he went down. We watched the concert and everything. It was held in Maryland because High Voltage, the ACDC tribute band, works with us and supports us, and they were performing down at Cult Classic Brewing Company in Maryland, and we want to say thank you to them for always supporting us. But we went down there, concert went great, and want to thank everybody for that. And then when we came home, he said, "I still just am not feeling right." And so he reached out because he wasn't really into going to doctors, but after his first bout with cancer, he went and decided that now he wants to go to the doctor right away and get anything taken care of. So he went to his primary and got some blood work, and the blood work was showing that the liver enzymes were high. So they said, "Mm, this is a little concerning. It could be cancer." And right away, we were like, "Oh no," and right away it's going to the cancer thing. Like, come on, can it be something else? Just because the liver enzymes were a little high, everything else was normal. Is it really cancer? And so he went for a CT scan, and we got in touch with our oncologist from the past, and we were like, "Can you please watch this CT scan and give us your advice? Can you read it? Because the primary is going to get back to us with reports, but we want you involved because we really want to know what's going on." So after the CT scan, we were told to come into the oncology department again and meet with our oncologist from the past. That we knew was not going to be good news. And upon doing so, this was just in November of 2023. So what is that? Like 3 months ago? Yeah, 3 months ago. We went in, and our oncologist, of who we just love and adore and got us through our last cancer experience, was very somber, which made us very somber and concerned and scared. And this is where it gets personal, very much, and emotional for me. Um, he said this wasn't supposed to happen. The cancer Kevin had before was not to come back. It's a single digit chance that it would come back. And he just said he's sorry. He doesn't know what went wrong and where this is stemming from. And that this cancer is a small cell cancer, different than Kevin's last, which was treatable and, good. And that Kevin needed to get a PET scan, and that it's in the liver and it needs to be treated immediately. And as soon as they get the PET scan, they want to figure out a treatment plan. So he went for the PET scan, and his liver was just completely lit up, swollen, totally encased with these cancer cells. Horrified, discouraged, but the PET scan didn't show that there was any large tumor that this was forming from in the lungs. There were a couple spots in different little areas of like his bones here and there, but overall, it really wasn't showing that there's some massive tumor, some sort of big thing that this is stemming from. So that was kind of a good news thing. And so he started chemotherapy treatments and immunotherapy treatments. So he was put on a every 21-day cycle where he would get chemotherapy and immunotherapy. And he had 4 cycles of that. So since November, he has undergone his 4 cycles. As each cycle would come up, he had to get blood work. Each of those cycles, as he got his blood work, before each cycle, his numbers came down. His blood work was showing great things, phenomenal things. That I mean, the blood work was just great. I mean, we couldn't ask for better. And those high liver enzymes, yeah, they dropped back to normal level. So everything in his blood work was showing normal. And he had his 4th treatment, and we were hoping for all things good because they said after the 4th cycle, hopefully he could that if all things were well, we could just go to immunotherapy and not do the chemo, if they could put this into remission. So we were hoping for that. However, after the 4th cycle, he had another CT scan, and it showed that good things are happening and, you know, basically better than they expected at this point. However, the cancer cells are still there and in the liver. So it's not recommended to stop the chemo quite yet. We're moving in the right direction. Great strides have been made, but it's not to stop the chemo yet. So it was very good news. And I, as race wife, I, as motivator, I, as cheerleader for both home and racetracks, did my, hey, this is great. Kevin, very, very upset, disappointed, I guess is the word I should use, disappointed, that it wasn't gone. I mean, we know it's never going to go away. This type of cancer does not go away. Okay. The best hope for this is to just put it into remission and buy more time. So, yeah, Kevin's just, been emotional. Has good days, has bad days with the ups and the downs. But moving forward, absolutely positively doing chemotherapy and immunotherapy cycles as he was, and going to follow through on that treatment. So that's where we're at. And what the race season coming up is going to bring, it's going to bring, as usual, his drive because has, as he states, he has more racing to do. He said that in Cancer Round 1 back in 2016. And he's continuing to say that in 2024, that he has more racing to do, and this is not going to stop him. He is so fortunate and has been tolerating the cancer treatments, the chemo treatments, and the immunotherapy so well. He's changed his lifestyle to the point where he's getting up and exercising where he's never exercised before. So he's exercising, changed his diet to being like eating more vegetables and fruits. We've been taking amazing vitamins that are supposed to be helping for radiation, chemotherapy, like, many different things, along with just, all like omegas and daily vitamin type of things. So taking a hefty like vitamin regimen, change of diet, more natural, non-antibiotic types of meats, just that fresh things that are local that we know, like less preservatives and pesticides, and just everything we're eating, we're just being more self-conscious of because we want to just put the full effort into making sure to just do healthy. And like I said, my main thing is shout out to him. I love you, Kevin, because your strength and determination to give everything you can to beat this is just so inspiring. So inspiring. I mean, getting up in the morning
from never exercising to now he gets up and he does sit-ups, he does push-ups, and he rides the exercise bike, the stationary bike, like 6 to 8 miles every day. And this since getting cancer treatments. Yeah, I'm bringing up my tissue box. Yeah, so he's doing great. Um, enjoying he's not getting sick. He had hair loss. This last cycle number 4, he did feel extra tired. It did take a toll on him a little bit. He did end up getting just separate from the treatment. What was it? Probably about 2 weeks later, he did just endure like a respiratory infection. So he was on a Z-Pack of antibiotics for that, because he had this respiratory infection. So anyway, that he's doing much better with that, and he's been working on the race car day in and day out. And I have some clips of when I was helping him from the past couple weeks. So I'm going to pop some of those up on my Race Wife Life 77 Facebook page. So you'll see some little video clips here and there of me helping out on the car. That's always entertaining. But yeah, so that's where we are, people. I just wanted to bring you up to speed because moving forward, this podcast is kind of my outlet. And I'm going to be needing all of my racers' wives, the racers' daughters, the racers' sisters, the racetrack ladies, just all of my race wife life family. And so will Kevin moving forward. Like I said, he's in good condition. The cars are almost done. And we are going racing this season. We have every intention of making every race. And that's the carrot that's in front of my mule, my number 77 mule. So on that note, I think I'm going to wrap it up because it's been close to a 30-minute episode. And I just wanted to share what we have been enduring are for better. We're getting some good news. And Kevin's a cancer survivor. For worse, we're back battling cancer. And I'm asking all of you for your support, your prayers, your positivity. We're not alone in this. There's like people everywhere. Cancer is terrible. But with the support of so many last time and all of our race fans, families, our personal family, friends, everybody, we made it through. It was great. So this time, yeah, this cancer is not going to go away. It's going to always be there. But the goal is to put it in remission, set it dormant. Then when that happens, stop the chemo, do some immunotherapy. If and when the cancer comes back, go back on to the chemo regimen. But all the while, like I said, my 77 driver is passionate that he has more racing to do. And he's going to do more racing. And he is tolerating this so well. And he's so blessed that his body is tolerating it. He did great the first time several years ago. And the chemo treatments this time, wow. He is an ox as far as I'm concerned. He just gets a little rundown on the first day when it's like heavy duty. And then the next 2 days of treatment aren't too bad. But yeah, he's doing great. So I just wanted to put that out there, give that update. And today is what, February 26th. So that's where we are. He'll be starting his 5th cycle, the next 2 cycles here, and then get another CT scan, and we'll keep it going from there. But in the meantime, thank you for following. Love and prayers to the many out there who are battling. Thank you to everyone who supports our nonprofit, Mission Racer. You can check us out at missionracer.org. if you'd like to make a donation. Like I said, we raise funds and we give them to the hospital, to the Prager Fund. They go to the cancer patients to help pay their bills and all. Like I said, we don't keep that. We are blessed that we have insurance, and so far so good for us. So yes, that's who we are. I'm wearing my Mission Racer shirt. It's tough to see here, but being that we are getting personal tonight, these are the things that are near and dear to us. We are racers. We are supportive of many. However, right now we are in the biggest race of our lives. And with that, my 77 driver, I love you, Kevin Cromer. And you're my inspiration. And I'll continue to be your biggest fan. And it's all good. It's all good. I'm emotional, but it's all good. Like I said, he's making strides in the best direction here, going the right way. And yeah, we're gonna keep trotting on. We'll see you at a racetrack soon, and I will be, like I said, interviewing and connecting with all the lovely ladies out there who dedicate themselves to their racer, whether it be for better, for worse, at a racetrack or at home. And like I said, big shout out and thank you to everybody for listening to Race Wife Life 77 for better, for worse. I am Kelly Cromer. This was my season 1, episode 2 podcast, and I look forward to doing episode 3. Thank you all for supporting me and liking my YouTube channel, Race Wife Life 77 Kelly Cromer, and also any of the other platforms that you're listening to and watching. And you can catch me at Facebook. And yeah, thank you, everyone. And I appreciate you. And have a great night. And blessings to all of you. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.